Today, I want to talk about why we always say healing happens in the body. Why is it that a lot of coaches, especially psychospiritual coaches, life coaches, will always say things like, feel it in the body? And why is it that people like me will have, as part of my tools for my clients, body scan meditation or body-based exercises, somatic work? Why is it that it is so important? It's because healing actually happens in the body. When we are born, we are given one of the biggest, most intelligent tool, which is our body. But because we live in a society that values cognizance, thinking, analyzing, talking, just the logical aspect of who we are. And there's nothing wrong with it. Logic is a very, very big part of what humans or what us humans have created with our logical, with our analytical, way of viewing things, our linear. And for years and years, and I'm talking thousands and thousands of years, the body itself was almost neglected completely. We view the body as this thing that carries our head around. We don't recognize it. Even in spiritual and religious spaces, the body is always chastised, seek first the things of the spirit, and there's nothing wrong with it. There isn't. We do want to nurture our spiritual self as well, our emotional bodies as well. But it's almost like we have been alienated from our own bodies, just using it as, this thing. But as time moved on, as we got into modernity, as we get into body self-help, in the late 90s and the early 2000s, the body is finding its way back, which is why if you listen to people who perform healing, who like to talk about healing on social media, I'm healing. We now talk about our nervous systems, my nervous system, the nervous system lives in the body. The nervous system lives in the body. And the reason this talk of, my nervous system, I'm dysregulated, and my nervous system is dysregulated, I want to regulate my nervous system, is because we are slowly getting back to the body and understanding its role and its importance in the healing work. So there is no healing without involving the body. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because in my previous video, the one about turning 50 and becoming a grandmother, I did mention it in passing that, healing happens in the body, and a lot of us talk healing. We perform healing, we talk healing, we use the right lingo, we use the right language, but we actually don't go there. And I know this because of the kind of clients I've had over the years, where the moment we touch the body, they have no clue what I'm doing, what is happening. And that's when they start to run. But, I've come to understand it myself because I also fell into that category. For many years, I thought healing was understanding your issues. A lot of people think because I understand what my toxic trait is, because I understand what my background was growing up, the issues we had, maybe there was neglect issues, maybe there was abandonment, maybe the parents were not very available, maybe there was poverty. I mean, poverty is a big, big one. This is why as Black people, honestly, we have to prioritize healing. We have to, otherwise we are not going to build anything. Otherwise, we are going to be watching commission after commission after commission, Madlanga commission, Zondo commission, because there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. But anyway, I digress. And it's a good digression, actually, because we can't be tone deaf. A lot of what's happening in the Madlanga Commission and the Zondo Commission and the other commissions before that talks to just how much healing we need, especially around our poverty wound, our money wounds, and our ability to feel resource. So we're dealing with the root chakra problems. I mean, people like Bukhet Matlala, Brown Mokotsi, all these characters that are mentioned, you can see that these are root chakra issues. These are survival issues. How do you loot an entire hospital just to buy cars and just to buy bags? There is nothing greater that you want to build with that looted money. It's really about you and your low chakra survival issues, your root chakra, sacral chakra, maybe solar plexus chakra issues, but nothing beyond that. There's nothing that we are building. The reason we've had a government in power for over 30 years and we have not really built anything great. We don't even have a new university. The new university that was built was built by the others, Watuba AfriForum. All we did was to turn Rao into UJ. And there is nothing beyond the infrastructure we found that we built. Have we done nothing? I'm not saying that. Yes, we've done a lot. We've done a lot, but a lot could have been done had we what? Had we prioritized healing. And I'm not blaming anyone. We were not there yet. We are there now. I remember in one episode where SMWX, one of my favorite podcasts in the country right now, where Sizwe had Gogo Opri Machikli, another fave of mine. And what Gogo said just stayed with me in one of their conversations. Gogo said, I wonder how would the Madlanga Commission would have panned, or even the Zondo Commission for that matter, had we not only had lawyers, or was it, I don't know if it was Gogo Machikli, I think it must have been someone else as well. But anyway, let me just give the message. And the message was, I wonder how would everything pan out had the commissions not been people of legal background only. Yes, we need the lawyers, we need advocates there, definitely. But what if we also had psychologists, social workers, healers as part of the commission body so that we can understand certain dynamics about these characters? And I remember thinking, yeah, no, this is a time to be alive. We are in an era of healing, but proper healing, no longer self-help, no longer motivation or inspiration, none of that. We are in an era of understanding, of deep, deep healing. And this is why we are talking about nervous systems where it's in the lexicon, it's in the language now. And now we need to take it further and actually get it in the body and somatically heal our bodies, because trauma lives in the body. Trauma does not live in the mind. Trauma is not the event itself. And as I continue with these teachings on YouTube, I will get deeper and deeper into it. It's just that, as usual, I don't like to do long videos yet. We are still trying to grow the audience, grow the viewership, and then I'll do longer videos because I am a long form type of teacher. So this 20 minutes is limiting me, but it is working for the platform. Okay, so trauma lives in the body. Whatever happens to you, whether you were mugged, whether you were raped, I mean, let's name it, we live in South Africa, whether you were hijacked, the trauma is not in the actual event. The trauma is what happens to the body, what happens to the nervous system. If you were unable to escape, which is flight, if you were unable to fight, if you were unable to freeze or fawn, which are the primary survival instincts, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, are actually the body's intelligent way to keep you alive. What the body wants, and you notice that I'm not saying the mind, right? What the body wants is to survive, because the body belongs here on earth. This is why when you die, you drop the body. This is why when you are born, you are given a body. That is your intelligent tool, and that it knows what to do. It always knows what to do. So if you are in a situation where you are unable to fight because fighting would increase your inability to survive. Let's say you are marked by 4 guys. You can't fight there, you will die. So you can't, let's say you can't even run, which is flight, because if you run, they will chase you and they'll catch you. The body will then make you what? It will make you freeze. It will do whatever will make you survive better. It's not necessarily perfect, but it will always opt for the easiest or the best way to what? To get you to survive. So you might freeze and you might fawn. Fawning is when you're when you're like, please guys, not that one, you're smiling without even seeing that you are smiling. It is the body's natural way to keep you surviving. So if you were unable to do any of those 4, what then happens after the incident happened, it gets stored in the body. And the body over time wants to get rid of that charge. And this is why you would get anxious. This is why you would avoid certain spaces. This is why you'd be triggered by certain things that what remind you of that. All the anxiety, all the trigger is trying to do is to complete that process that never got completed. And without complicating this too much for now, I will deepen on this in maybe another video. But I wanted to say this before I bring this to a close, before we shut this down, is that healing happens in 3 levels. Level 1, it's the cognitive, the understanding. I understand what my issue is. I understand what my trauma is. I understand what happened to me. I know what happened to me. A lot of people think that's healing. A lot of women, and I say this with authority because they sit at my Zoom screen because I live in the Bundus, so I can't coach directly unless I'm in the city. But my coaching happens via Zoom. I have clients across the globe, which is a blessing. Lately, I'm getting very interesting clients. I have 2 clients from Nigeria. I'm so excited. So you find a client sitting across from me and telling me everything in detail of what they understand their problem is. And then the question to me is that, but you seem to understand what your issue is. So diagnosis is not the problem. So why are you here? And it's like, I just don't know. I keep repeating the same mistakes, so I keep doing this even though I know. It's because cognition alone, understanding what your problems are, is not healing. It's step 1. It's step 0.1. It's not even step 1, step 1. And we'll talk about the steps of healing as time goes on. 2, the second level of healing is emotional. And by the time you come to a coach or to me for that, you are probably struggling with the emotionality of it, feeling it where in the body, feeling the sensations. And what do we mean by feel it? I mean, if we talk about your trauma, your past, your upbringing, your relationship with your father, your relationship with your mother, what happens to your body? Most people who are now in the feeling stage, who now can feel things, will say, my heart races, or I feel chest pains, or my stomach collapses, or I feel like I want to go pee. I get a lot of clients who want to pee during session. That's an emotional release, by the way. Again, we'll get into that some other time. Or I feel like I want to pee, or my knees get weak, or I heat up. I heat up, or I shake, or I get incoherent, or I can't talk, or whatever. That is feeling. That is now the emotional level of healing. And then the last, which is what we are talking about, which is what I want to really drill down and teach a lot on here on YouTube, is the somatic level. Somatic is the body. My body, you have to release it in the body. And the specific exercises, specific rituals, specific things that your coach will tell you to do with your body, via your body, to help it release the trauma that is stored from when you were 8, when you were 10, when you were 15, when you were 22. The body remembers. That's what we say. The issues are in your tissues. And that's where healing happens. That's where healing completes. The body needs to get involved. And the reason a lot of people are triggered all the time, repeat strange patterns, do the lots of snacks, don't actually move much, don't actually grow and outgrow things, is because they avoid the body. They bypass the body. You think affirmations only will help you. Affirmations are great. I give my clients affirmations. You think meditation only, and meditation is better than affirmations because meditation involves the body somehow through what? Through the breath. They think just going for hardcore breath work will help. Hardcore breath work is one of my favorite things. I like breath work, but breath work, guys, happens and it helps people who are already healing in the body. If you are still in your mind thinking that understanding, analyzing, talking about your problems is healing, and I come to you and I'm like, so where do you feel it in the body? A lot of people are completely numb. Now, someone who's that numb, and I get a lot of numb clients, people who are that numb, if you say to them, come, let's do deep breath work, you are frustrating the hell out of them. You are actually overwhelming the system again, the system, your body. By system, when I say system, just now I'm talking about the body. Your system is already overwhelmed. It's already so numb. It doesn't want to feel anything because it doesn't want to go there. And then you ask them to take a deep breath, do this, and then you make them do deep breath works that feels like threat. In fact, if you do that, sometimes the breath gets even shallower. I know this because I would say to a client before I open a session, I always have the 3 deep breaths. And I always say to them, breathe as deep as you know how. So don't go as deep as me. Just try and do a deep breath. And then they do it. And after that, I ask them how, when you take a deep breath, when you go, where does it block? And some people says, actually, when you said take a deep breath, it stopped here, or it stops here. Or others, it doesn't go deep enough. I don't feel like I'm breathing deep enough. And we call that air hunger. I feel like I can't breathe deep enough. And that's trauma. It shows you where you held your breath before and your body is not ready to go there yet. And your body needs to be in a place of deep, deep safety, deep, deep safety to bring breath back. And you need to allow the body to do that. And that kind of deep body work happens in retreats. I can only do that kind of deep work with you in a very, very safe place at retreats or during our one-on-one sessions, particularly those people who take long-term healing work with me, long-term coaching, which is either 3 months, 6 months, or a year working with me. Sorry to weave in the sales there. But I mean, it is a fact, actually, it is a fact. So yes, guys, this video's purpose is to say that healing happens in the body. And that is why your coach, your client will, your coach, especially if they're good, especially if they know what they're doing, they're going to involve a lot of your body in their exercises, in their journaling, in their homework. Yes, talking trauma out is very important, especially for people who've never gotten used to talking, gotten used to sharing, gotten used to digging deep. So that's part of it. So we talk, we feel, and then we embody. We release through the body, we shake, we dance. I mean, one of the exercises I would give someone is every morning when you wake up, just jump, shake, which is why exercise for many people is such a great tool. Like a person will be like, yeah, I wake up, I can't deal with anything until I go to gym or until I do yoga, right? Because the body moves energy, it shifts. It might not move it the way that you need to, because some exercises are a bit too much, and they become very threatening to the nervous system as opposed to calming. But yeah, that is all part of it. This is why you need to understand. You need to understand your body. You need to understand your traumas. You need to understand your triggers. And you need to then allow the body to do what the body knows best. Yes, a coach who understands somatic work, psychospiritual work, will tell you what to do physically to avoid certain things. I might say do some yoga, but not just any yoga. I might say do Kundalini yoga, do specific heart opening yoga, only if you are ready, or do balance yoga. Your issue is balance. There's a lot, but it's always way in the body. It's always in the body. And with that, I will close it here and I'll come back with another video, maybe deepening this or maybe tackling another angle around the body work. For now, this is my story. I cannot